In the last video, we completed our architectural model. We are now going to learn how to link that model into a new drawing and use it to make our structural drawing. I am trying to utilize this structural course to teach you some additional things about Revit that we have not had time to learn in the residential and the commercial class. As we talked about, we're going to be using an add-in program, which some of you have used in commercial for doing elevators. Some of you may have used a site add-on, but for this course, we're going to utilize a Precast add-in program to help us with our project. Before we get out of our architectural model, there's a couple of things that we need to do. We have not identified any of these walls as structural. We've always just created our walls and went on. But for us to be able to bring this into the structural drawing as a link and use it to our advantage, we need to identify which of these walls are going to be structural bearing walls. In our case, our perimeter walls are going to be bearing walls. This wall from here to here is going to be a bearing wall. This wall here and across is going to be a bearing wall. And so we need to identify them as such. So if I select all of my exterior walls, you'll see right here I have the option of making those structural. So I'm going to put a check mark in here. When I do, it gives me some other pieces of information. We are going to leave that as it is, but I want to show you that right here you could also identify these as shear walls or a combined bearing and shear wall. We're going to leave ours as a bearing and we're going to say apply. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pick these interior walls that I identified as bearing walls. And again, we're going to click on structural and we have the same choices and we're going to say apply. It doesn't change the look of our walls at this point. If I go back to my 3D view, I still have the same look to my building. So now we are ready to close this file. And I want to be sure and save it. And now we're going to create a new structural file using our structural template. You'll notice now over here on the right we have a new toolbar, and yours may look a little bit different than mine, but the area we're going to be using is the precast concrete. And again, yours may look just a little bit different than mine because I played around with some other parts of this program. We'll come back to that in a little bit. So what we're going to do is we are going to link our architectural project into this project. Before we continue, let's go ahead and save this. Let's do a save as, and we're going to do project. And I want to save this as my precast structural drawing. Something along those lines. Again, I want to set my options to where I only have 3 backups. And I want to hit save. Now I want to go to my insert tab and I want to link my Revit file. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to use the architectural model that I created and I'm going to say open. And you'll see that drawing comes in. Again, I want to move these elevation tags out. And now, if you look, if I turn this to fine, and you'll notice I have just structural plans now. I don't have any architectural plans. And if I go to my 3D model, you'll see I'm missing some things. I'm missing my floors and my roof and some other items. So what I need to do is I need to go under View and I need to go to Visibility Graphics. Now under Visibility Graphics, right here under Model Categories, you have Architecture, Structure, Mechanical, Electrical, Plumbing. Yours may have check marks on all of those. I turned my mechanical, electrical, and piping off because I just want my architectural and my structural. So I want to click on that where it says show model categories in this view, and then I want to come down here to make sure everything is turned on. So right now my doors are not showing, and if I come on down here, my floors over here, they have hidden. If I click on that, I can change the foreground to visible and say okay. Then I want to scroll on down and I want to turn my roof on. I believe I don't need to change any of this, but we'll see when we get there. And then I'm going to come on down and I want my windows to be on. And you'll notice in my walls it says hidden again. So I'm going to click in there and I'm going to put invisible. And if I say okay and apply, okay, now it looks like it did in my architectural drawing. My level 1 looks like it did in my architectural drawing. My level 2 looks like it did in my architectural drawing. I'm going to go to my 3D views and you'll see it says analytical model. Also, you'll notice over here I only have my structural drawings. My architectural plans, even though I have them in here, are not showing up in my project browser because this is a link. So when I click on this, you see it has a box on it, and it's kind of like a XREF in AutoCAD, if that helps you understand it a little bit better. I'm going to go to my analytical model, and if I go to copy monitor under collaborate and I go to select link, then I can go in and I can bring in some of those wall types and such that I had before. Before I do that, I want to go back to my level 1 plan. It's going to make it easier for me to select my walls. And I'm going to go to copy. And if I go to options next to that, you'll see it's going to tell me how things are being set up right now. My original type, this is what I had in my architectural drawing, and this is what it's going to be in my structural drawing. The grids, this is what it was in my architectural drawing. This is what it's going to be in here. Columns, the same type of thing. Walls, and here's where I want to show you how we can make some changes. So right here, if you look on my exterior precast wall that I had originally, right now it's just showing as an 8-inch generic wall. If I click on that on the arrow and I scroll up to the top, I can say copy original type. And then I can do the same thing on my interior precast wall. And I can again scroll up and do copy original type. Then once I say okay, it's going to let me pick these walls. So if I click on that one, it's going to change it to the right type. If I click on that one, it's going to do that too. It's telling me the center lines are different, which is fine. I'm going to click on that one, and I'm going to click on that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. So now if I pick on any of these walls, you'll see it is my exterior precast wall. So now I need to do the same for my interior walls. So again, if I go to copy and I click on that wall, you'll see it's thinking. Again, it's telling me the wall center lines are different, but I'm not going to worry about that. So once I've changed everything I want it to be, I'm going to say finish. So again, now if I pick on these walls, they are my interior precast walls. So what I am gradually doing is turning my architectural plan into a structural plan by selecting elements. Now if I go and look at my 3D view, select my link, right click and do hide in view category, you'll see all that I have are just those walls that I've converted. So I need to go ahead and convert the rest of what I need out of the architectural drawing for my structural drawing. I'm going to conclude the video at this point, and in the next video we will finish converting the rest of our architectural drawing into the structural elements that we need to create our precast drawings.